Hello there, Gemini. Welcome back to Misfits of the Zodiac. My name is Ace. I'm going to be pulling one card for your past, one card for your present, and one card for your future, although you got two for your present and two for your future, so we'll get into that. And one oracle card from my Halloween/Samhain deck, so stay tuned for that. We started with the Horned God. So it's interesting, I'm being called to talk about the Horned God is very misrepresented in, especially in the United States. He is looked at as the devil. What's ironic about that is he's like a nature spirit. And I feel like usually when this card comes up, it's talking about leadership. It's talking about protection of like animals and about the people or the things around you. But it's mostly talking about you standing in your power and being confident. So I feel like at the end of September leading into October, you're feeling a sense of confidence that maybe you haven't been feeling in a while. And it's bringing out leadership qualities in you that you haven't seen in a while. So I would pay attention to that and maybe find a way to build on that and build on that confidence. It feels like you're in a very healthy side of your ego is showing up. And I feel like it's going to be very beneficial to you to stand in that power and not be persuaded by people around you, but maybe finding ways to protect those that are around you. These other nature spirits are asking or seeking your protection. So keeping that in mind this month. You got two cards for your present energy. You have the Wheel of the Year and the Page of Pentacles. So I feel like usually with the Page of Pentacles, I feel like because it's coupled with the Wheel of the Year is about a new cycle starting and one ending, okay? And I feel like this cycle is specifically related to something that you've been working on or been thinking about working on that could potentially bring a new line of income coming in. I feel like the need to say passive. I feel like you've been maybe doing some research about passive income streams and something that you really enjoy doing, finding a way to make money from it. Obviously, you don't want to drain it dry. I know some people everyone tells you do the thing that you love and that'll be the thing that makes you money. That isn't always the case, but I feel like in this particular element, in this particular reading, it's asking for you to look at all the things that you enjoy doing, that you do anyway, you do naturally. I could use this as an example. I'm a musician, but I really enjoy doing tarot, and I wanted to start this channel as a way to potentially make some money to help me create more music. It's something I already do anyway, so I'm looking for ways to make that creative leap to potentially have another stream of income for myself and not putting all of my pressure onto the music. There could be something in your life that is kind of doing the same thing. You could have been looking for something or realizing something that you genuinely enjoy doing that could be very lucrative for you to do and charge people for. And I feel like that is going to create this new cycle in your life of like doing things differently, in the way of you have like maybe your main job and now you're going to have this little side hustle that you're going to build from scratch from something that you really enjoy doing, so that potentially in the future you might be able to move more towards that and less towards your day job, if that makes sense. Okay, your next card, again, you got two, which is interesting because you're Gemini. You have the two sides of yourself, so that's interesting. You have the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. This is you very much in your feminine power. And the gender is not really specific. It's more of the feminine energy of yourself, which is usually compassion for self, but it's also a sense of not feeling like you have to push really hard to have things work. Does that make sense? So this tells me that the more you take care of yourself, the more that you take care of your needs and figure out what you do need, the more power you get in return. And they're kind of like, it seems like a very symbiotic relationship, which makes sense, right? Like the more we take care of this ourselves, the more confident we feel, the more we can be in our power to move something forward. And the Queen of Wands is usually, especially in this particular reading, I feel like it's related to business in some sense. So again, if you are creating some sort of passive income from something you enjoy doing, taking time to figure out what those things are, and bringing a sense of compassion to yourself, not overdoing it, but just trying, like dipping your toe in and like seeing if you enjoy it, I think could be really beneficial to you, and is probably going to bring you a lot of confidence and a lot of sense of like, ooh, I feel very much like in my leadership element within this dynamic, which could bring more of this like horn god energy ultimately. Okay, so pay attention to that. Anything that makes you feel confident this month, I would nurture that. I feel like that's what the Queen of Cups is asking you to help nurture, this Queen of Wands, by just having compassion and taking care of your needs this month. So I love the card that you got for your oracle card. You have All Hallows Eve. So I think it's also really interesting, again, with this like dynamic of twos with Gemini, right? Is you have, we all have two sides of ourselves. We have the shadow side, which we try to like hide or disguise or mask. And then we have the light side that everyone sees, okay? I feel like this card is asking for you to pay close attention to both sides of yourself this month. The dark side and the light side, and see how they can work together. If you are of the witchy persuasion, working with crone energy, feeling called to talk about that. Working with wise woman energy could be really, really beneficial to you this month. Dark moon energy could be helpful. But basically, I feel like you're building up this sense of like, you're working through parts of your shadow maybe this month that's helping you build a better communion between the two, so that you are coming out really strong. By the time Halloween hits, you're going to be feeling very much in your power, very much like you know where you're headed and you know what you want, in a way that maybe you haven't felt in a really, really long time. And that's very crone energy. Like, she has the most wisdom. She's been around the longest. So she is very aware of what works and what doesn't work for her. And I feel like you're being called to do that this month. So I hope this helped. If you enjoyed this short, quick, dirty, to the point kind of reading for a monthly, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Maybe give me a like, share, subscribe, and help me grow this channel. I'd really, really appreciate that. And for all of you who have subscribed, thank you for coming back and for subscribing. And until then, I will see you next month for your monthly reading. Bye, guys.